Hello, welcome to one and all. I am Father Balmax Pereira, Assistant Professor of Botany at St. Joseph Vaz College, Kortali. And today we are dealing with the module Factors Affecting Flower Production, that is under Commercial Floriculture, and this module is for the second year BSc students. In this module, we are going to understand commercial floriculture in a better way. So, factors affecting the flower production will be seen. After this module, we understand what is commercial floriculture and we explore the different factors that affect the flower production, especially here in India. So, for propagation and production of flowers, we already know that they come from seeds or corms or cormels or cormlets or grafts or buds, or there are other ways through which the plants are propagated for flowering, that is for floriculture. And as we take up floriculture, there are different factors that affect the production of flowers. These are the factors that we are going through now. The first one being quality of seeds and planting material. So we have different factors that are affecting flower production. The first one being quality of seeds and planting material. So availability of genuine and superior quality planting material becomes important. There are different types of planting materials. Some examples can be Edward the Rose and Rosa multiflora. Now over here, different type of planting materials. So those which are grown in one type of material will be good for some areas and some species, whereas the other one, that is Rosa multiflora, can take up many other species or different species. So along with planting material, availability of genuine and standard seeds is important. Seeds, cormels, corms, grafts or buds, or whichever way we are propagating these flowering plants. So the standard ones or genuine ones will give us better germination. They will also give us better foliage. They will also give us better flowers. That is, the quality of the flowers will be good for the market. So while getting these seeds or planting material, refer to the nurseries of good repute. There are nurseries today coming up anywhere, everywhere. So just because of the price, sometimes because it is low price, we prefer to go for the lower price ones and lose the quality or the standard. Also depends on the locality in which you are using this planting material or the seeds which are coming from which type of locality. That will also make a difference. So second one is know-how. If you don't know how to do it, then of course the flowering production will be bad. So experience is required, and those who want to take it up, there has to be interest because there is work that is involved. Also the talents and skills. You need to have your own skills and talents, and with your interest get this experience, so that with the know-how you can get the better production of flowers. Very important factor is water, which is important for everything. So the nutrient uptake in the flowering plants or the photosynthesis or cell formation, cell elongation or transpiration or any other process that happens requires water. So when supply of water or irrigation is good, the flowering production will also be good. The fourth one is soil. There are different types of soils. First of all, the clay soil is often sticky type. Sandy loam is more of a coarse soil. Silts, which are especially the deposits that are deposited by streams or rivers or any other way that silt deposits happen, these are silky type. So the soil types matters, which type of soil is good for which type of a plant, that which type of a flowering plant. Soil profile is also important. We also talk about pore space in the soil. so that there is better irrigation, there is better nutrients available. So availability of plant nutrients is also important in this soil. And the pH of the soil is important. The soil can be either neutral, or it can be acidic, or it can be alkaline. So once again, this becomes a factor that affects flower production. So fifth one is temperature. Now for any cell process or any vital process in the cell, and the important process is to produce carbohydrates or produce protoplasm. So this is affected by temperature. So chilling effect will surely destroy the cell, or heating effect also will destroy the cell. So the temperature becomes important. Respiration, transpiration, or any other cell processes like photosynthesis or nutrient absorption or translocation of the substances, all this require proper temperature. We can call it as optimum temperature. So with optimum temperature, the production of the flowers will be better. The light is, as a source of energy, is very, very important, and we know that without light we cannot survive, or the light energy which comes to plants depends on its intensity. What is the intensity of that light, whether it is hard or it is soft? The quality of light, the spectrum, whether it is visible light, invisible light, infrared, ultraviolet, all these are qualities of light that will affect flower production. So in short, we can say, and we all know, that it is photoperiod. Photoperiod is the amount or the time of light to which the plant is exposed to. So accordingly, we have long day plants, short day plants, and day neutral plants, which refers to the production of flowers. That is, from vegetative meristems it comes to the reproductive meristems. So the long day plants like Delphinium or Calendula, when they have a longer period of light, they will give the flowering meristems, that is the reproductive meristems. Short day plants on the opposite side require more of darkness. So when they have short day and longer dark hours, plants like chrysanthemums, kalanchoe, they will produce flowers. Day neutral plants like tuberose, carnations, in any type of season or any type of photo period, they will produce flowers. So this becomes an important factor in flower production. The site in which the plantation takes place, or where the flowers are produced, they depend on the topography of the site, elevation of the site, how high it is, at what altitude, or the depth of the soil, how deep the plants can go, or the soil quality like red soil, black soil, alluvial soil, or laterite soil, or any other type of soil. So that will give the better production depending on the site where you are planting it. Nutrients are very, very important if we want to have good quality flowers which has more market value. So the nutrients like non-mineral nutrients, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, which are available organically, or the mineral nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, which are used in a larger quantity. Also calcium, sulfur and magnesium, they are also used in larger quantity by plants. And the third type of nutrients we can consider is trace minerals like iron, zinc, copper, manganese, boron. Now availability of these nutrients will give us the better production of flowers. So accordingly, the farmer will use fertilizer if these nutrients are not available. Mechanical support becomes very important, especially for the herbaceous plants, either support for the plant or for the flowering stem once it starts flowering. So the mechanical support can be in form of wood or another plant, or it can be something metallic which gives support either for the plant or for the flower stem or for the both. So mechanical support will also be a factor whether you are getting good production. Diseases and pests becomes an important factor as far as destruction of the flower is concerned. So infected flowers we know will be rejected by the traders, so it will not go in the market. So even if you have produced flowers and they get infected with pests and diseases, they will be thrown out or rejected by traders. In turn, it will be a loss for the farmer or the floriculturist. So for that, pests are to be controlled. So pest control is to be exercised. Clean cultivation can solve this problem. So clean cultivation will be you are having proper preparation of the soil beds, you are having proper insecticide or pest control. Also crop rotation can help in better production of flowers, as crop rotation can be with leguminous plants like nitrogen fixing plants. So that will be providing better nutrients for the flowering plants. And lastly, marketing. Floriculture means marketing, or floriculture finally comes to marketing. So whatever produce of flowers that has been done has to be marketed. It has to go to the people, it has to go to the customers who want to buy these flowers. So marketing will be done by first studying the local preferences and the fascinations of the people. Some people prefer some type of flowers. So those type of flowers, after the study, wherever the preferences are, will be marketed to that particular place. So the study of local preferences and fascinations is important. Also the distance of the center of production from the market. While transporting, there should not be destruction of the flowers. So there is lot of loss if the distance is more. Shorter the distance, the transport will be better, and the flowers that have been produced in the farms or the agricultural field will reach to the place of the market in a better way. So the losses will be less. Finally, the price is important because it is market. If it is a market, then the prices are always competitive. So the floriculturist has to come to a competitive price, and depending on that price, the production of the flowers will also be indirectly affected. So in floriculture, in commercial floriculture, when we produce flowers, these other factors and even some more other factors will be connected, which will give us a better production, better market value, and as a result, better business. So these are references which can be referred to. And going through this module, we hope to have many floriculturists among you. Thank you.